Hello, everyone. We are just going to jump right into it. We're going to watch let me change my title here. Today is Thursday. And this is for the, we're going to watch this Align and Mine. What is happening? And today is the 27th. We're streaming a lot because we gotta make up for lost time. All right, so we are actually going to watch, we're gonna go through and watch the Align and Mine video, and I'm gonna kind of pause it. What's up, Rhino? Gonna kind of pause it and kind of talk about stuff, because I've seen a lot of stuff in it. I only watched half of it. I think I only got like 5 minutes into it, and I was like, oh, this is something I need to like go live and talk about. If you haven't already, make sure you go and check out our our Roast My Fleet number 3 video. That's out, so go check that out. All right, let's hop into it. Where's the thing at? Here we go. All right, and switch it over so you can see, and then, all right, let's play this thing.
Been unlike any in Star Citizen's history, with each one bringing a new patch full of dynamic content, needed bug fixes, and long-awaited quality of life improvements. From December's 4.0, which finally brought our second star system to life, to picking a side in the ongoing fight for Pyro in January's 401, then building up the war chest for the continuing battle against the Frontier Fighters in February's 402 Supplier Die event, it's been one non-stop adventure in Pyro. But all of that changes when the story shifts back to the Stanton system in Alpha 4.1, with the introduction of new threats, new friends, and new opportunities for action, adventure, and acquisition.
Okay, first, can we talk about the Omni-Man stash for a second? Jared got the Omni-Man stash. It's so crazy because in my last video, I did this like Omni-Man think mark thing, and I had no idea that he was gonna look like this. So that's like perfect.
At 4.1, we're actually gonna be introducing what we've been calling internally as sort of our B story. In a nutshell, the regen technology, which to this point has basically been allowing people to die and get regen back, the technology begins to fail.
And that's being referred to as the regen crisis.
So it's throwing the Empire into a bit of chaos and confusion because this technology that everybody thought was basically going to conquer death is not as effective as promised.
Now for the player, nothing changes. You can just go about your business and it's business as usual. But for the populace, it's an issue.
So at this point, the Imperator is basically going to start lobbying the Senate to start loosening scientific restrictions on research. One company, Rayari, has put the call out to the population to try to find these sort of very rare minerals to basically bring to their outpost to help fuel their research to help resolve the crisis.
And the way you get those brand new materials is the Align and Mine sandbox activity. So Align and Mine starts with these new facilities that are placed across 2 planets, Daymar and Aberdeen. These are Hathor-owned locations.
Hathor is sort of an older company. Basically, they were kind of a mining consortium. But as the years were going on, they were doing worse and worse and worse. And so the idea was that Stanton was relatively recently discovered, and the facilities that Hathor built here were basically their last gasp.
The purpose of these facilities was so Hathor could communicate and align with the orbital platform above them.
They went all in on building these facilities in the hopes that it would yield enough minables and minerals that it would keep the company alive. Sadly, they were sort of mistaken and the company folded.
And now that there's a renewed interest in the minerals that they used to mine there, people are going there and trying to get the facilities up and running again.
At each of these Hathor locations, there's an alignment dish. And the players have to go around and try to find out how to align the dish towards the satellite.
So while these mining facilities have been abandoned, they are by no means vacant.
All right. So already I'm noticing that this is something new. Like we have an alignment mission where you have to align the satellite. I haven't done a mission where you've had to do that. So like, I don't know if you all have done that, but I have never done a mission where you had to align a satellite. So I'm happy about that. What's up, Citizen Ninja? What's up, Great War Mage? Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. What's up, JF? Space brace ground lasers. Yeah. What's up, 10? So I think for me, I'm excited that we're getting some type of new gameplay, like something that's actually new. It's not just, oh, you're gonna mine and bring back the resources. Like you actually have to go and align this satellite and do things. So I'm glad that they're putting things into the game, right? Like they're putting things in the game that makes it more of a game, and it does seem like they're focusing on some like bug fixes, but we'll see. We'll see when 4.1 actually arrives. All right, let's get back to it. Oops, wrong one. Where are we at? There we go. That one. All right.
While you're at the PAFs, you will be contending with Ninetales. Ninetales are just kind of the scavengers, the bad guys. They go everywhere, they just want loot, they want to get rich.
They're just here to basically strip and clean what's left of these defunct stations.
Maybe set up a camp or two and hold it as a sort of strategical point.
It's essential that the players search the area as much as they can. I can't stress that enough.
Once you've managed to find all 3 facilities and align them with the orbital platform, you need to collect the power banks that they've left behind on the surface.
Now with the PAFs all activated, it's time to get in your ship and head up to the orbital laser platform. Be careful because there might be some certain Ninetail lieutenants kind of roaming around.
It'll be pretty tough to get in there and to get it going.
The power banks that you would have obtained at the platform alignment facilities need to be inserted into their slots at the orbital laser platform. Players can head inside, fighting through, again, more Ninetails while they try to get to this terminal in the middle. That will charge the laser, and players should see a really cool effect in their environment to signify that this laser is ready to be fired.
So once you've armed the laser and it begins its sort of initiation sequence, you then have to go back down to the surface. Near where the impact is going to be, you'll be able to see this because it will be a crater. There will be a bunker nearby. This bunker is where you will do the final stage, which is firing the laser.
Why are you making people go back down to the surface?
Well, I mean, down on the surface is where the loot is. Like, that's where the treasure is. That's where you're gonna actually get the resources that you came to mine.
Keycard accepted.
It's so much better when you're down on the ground, you hit the button, you see this laser just boom, and there's all this shit going everywhere, and you're like, oh my God. It's an impactful moment. And there's that emotion of awe we want to inspire, and when we was testing it, the emotion is better captured when you're boots on the ground.
This sounds really chaotic.
Yeah, we haven't even touched on the worms yet.
There's a reason why Hathor abandoned these facilities. There's some local fauna that's not too happy when the ground gets disturbed.
So make sure you're prepared.
So we've been working on the Valakar for a while now, and we're really excited to finish off that boss fight and bring it to everybody as soon as possible. But in the process of developing it, we've also got some smaller Valakar.
Valakar are a tremendously invasive species. Basically, once they kind of get into an area, they kind of propagate rather quickly and can become a very dangerous presence.
Fighting a juvenile is fairly similar to the adults on a much smaller scale.
Because they come up from the ground submerged, they can surprise the player in the way that they come up behind them or can attack them from areas where they don't expect.
The Valakar will also fight the other Ninetales at the location if you've managed to find a way to let them be in each other's presence.
So it's gonna.
All right, so Valakar have arrived, which is excellent. That is excellent. I think people were starting to get a little hesitant because they were like, you talked about Valatar in this CitizenCon, and then we just didn't see anything for 5 months. So yes, we're getting Valakar. We're getting at least the small ones. I don't know if we'll get the big ones, but either way, it's something new mission, new things to fight, new way to fight. I haven't used that electrical weapon. I don't know if any of you have. Have any of you used that electrical weapon? Because that thing looked really cool. And I was like, I don't remember ever using that. What's up, David? What's up, Hollywood? All right, let's get back to it.
You against other players, against other Ninetales, against other worms?
Yeah, real Mexican standoff. So when the lasers finish firing, it will have mined into the surface of this planet, which will reveal a cave network.
Inside this cave are 3 new mineable types. It's a fight for whoever can get the goods out of that cave as fast as possible and as safely as possible. We are in Stanton, so if you're gonna fight some other players, beware of crime stats.
Then you get to choose, do you want some interesting random loot from the collector, or do you want to just get credits?
Let's help the human race. Let's help the human race.
Yeah. Help the human race and make some bank.
While this is happening, Dance System actually has an exciting new resident. We've introduced our first Banu. His name is Wicklow. Wicklow is also offering a counter mission to the minerals that Rayari is looking for. So if you don't want to sell them off to Rayari to help with the regen crisis, Wicklow is offering some sweet, tasty items in exchange for the same materials.
All right, so Banu, awesome, crazy, but I think now we know where that whole combat mech thing came from. He has one in his Emporium. So that's where that combat mech thing came from. I think we can we can solve that mystery now.
Here you go. Bring chip in.
Wicklow recently retired, Banu equivalent of retirement, from a fabrication Suli in the Banu Protectorate. He loves people, he loves humans, so he decided to move to human space and set up sort of a fabrication shop / trading site location for players to go visit, and basically he can kind of make you some cool stuff if you bring him what he needs. One of the things with the Banu was they always try to be the least threatening thing in the room. I always equate them to sort of the golden retriever of our aliens. So they're everybody's friend until they're not.
Wickelow's Emporium, there are 3 of them in different areas of Stanton. You'll be able to find these on your star map. This is where Wickelow has set up shop. The unique thing about Wickelow is he'll never pay you any money because he's got a load of shit in his warehouse that he'd rather give you instead.
The collector offers everything from armor pieces to skins to weapons.
Really pretty, yes. Solid build, but also fun to make.
And other cool little surprises.
So, samurai swords, cyberpunk, anybody? Exactly.
Even spaceships.
Even spaceships, big ones. I'm incredibly excited. It is quite a defining moment for a space game to finally get an alien. And the best thing about Wickelow is, as we keep moving and building out this universe, his presence will stay. You will keep needing to interact with him, he'll keep needing random things from you, so you better make good friends with him.
4.1, we're finally able to deliver some content that we've been working on for a while.
I think that the experience of the whole thing is really cool, and I think that it's a really, really big step forward for us on the mission design team, making content for the future, that we are able to create events that use mission logic but don't require missions.
It's fun to be able to kind of like explore a little bit and not just have everything kind of spoon-fed to you. And it also mixes a little bit of everything, right? We have the FPS and we have a little bit of ship combat up by the orbital platform, and of course even creature fighting. So it's got a nice spectrum of things that you can do.
I like the fact that we're building more of the story out of what this world is, how the universe is created, how these companies have operated in it, and giving you more fun sandbox things to do that require you to be the explorer that you want to be in a space game.
And with 4 patches in as many months, the introduction of a new ongoing persistent sandbox with Align in mind, the arrival of our persistent universe's first non-human character, a new system for acquiring rewards, brand new mining vehicles, and the beginning of a second ongoing narrative that's threatening the lives of NPCs everywhere. And no, I've seen the post, it's not Death of a Spaceman, not yet, or not soon. We're playing a really long game here. It's an exciting time for Star Citizen, and one that we're all super excited to share with you. So for Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. As always, thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll be right back here in just a few weeks with even more looks at the future of our persistent universe.
All right, that was pretty cool. I think for me, I wasn't expecting that much on like a random Inside Star Citizen. Yes, they are definitely playing the long game. But anyway, that was pretty cool. I think. Oh, what's up, Gasoline Moth? Yeah, I think there was. For me, I was surprised 3 times, and it was with the new type of mission, the alien like character being in the game and like being a mission giver, and like selling you stuff. They didn't address that combat mech though, so maybe it's just gonna be something that you see in like the Emporium, but you can't necessarily purchase. Maybe. We'll see. Unless that's like one of the rewards or something like that. So we'll see. But yeah, I also think one of the other things I noticed is there was a good mix of gameplay in that one mission. And I think sometimes I think of like mining gameplay and I'm like, okay, like I'm just going to go to point A, mine, go to point B, mine, go to cave A, go to cave B, etc. So yeah, I think they're trying to give people a reason to have that geo as well. So like, whatever you think of CIG's marketing, they're definitely trying to make this mission the one where you need a geo to do it, right? I don't know if I'll buy a geo, maybe. I'm trying to think. I think I think I don't need one, but if it's like 40 bucks or something like that, I'm just like, I got the credits. Ah. So we'll see. We'll see. What do you guys think? Are you buying the Geo? I want to know if you all are buying the Geo. But yeah, I did think that that laser animation was really cool. I like I get why they want you to come back down to the station. I first I was getting that feeling of like, oh, it's just a like go to point A, go to point B, then go back to point A mission. But it looks like there's things to do, and it makes logical sense, right? It's not just, oh, let's randomly do this, right? Said waiting on 4.1 like it's Christmas Eve. Stellar Mass Jack said waiting on 4.1 like it's Christmas Eve. Yeah, I think I wouldn't say I was waiting on 4.1, but I'm like, I need to get. There's a lot of stuff in the game that I need to do. Um, we'll see. Because I know the Geo is going to be in game. I don't need one, but at the same time, I'm like, probably the only time to get LTI on it if you're still one of the folks that cares about LTI. Especially because you can't upgrade to it from a ship. I think you can only upgrade from an Atlas to a ship. You can't go from a ship to an Atlas. So yeah, I think that's the main reason. That's the only reason I could think of anyway. All right, let's see if there was anything else on the website. I don't think there was, though. I don't think.
The last 4 months.
Oh, nope. We already watched that. Man, I love that stash. Love the stash. It also looks like Jared lost a little bit of weight. So that's cool. Hope it's for good reasons. All right. So what do we got? All right. We could check the dev tracker. We could check the comm links. Here, let's check the patch notes. I haven't looked at patch notes in a while, too. Nope. Patch notes still say 4.0.2. There's nothing. All right. Oh, we also got a roadmap roundup. Let's check that out. Contest. Block button. Yep. All right, let's look at the roadmap roundup. We've added 3 cards set as committed as we're ramping up towards the release of 4.1. Juvenile Valacar, committed. Drake Gollum, committed. And Atlas Geo, committed. Okay, that just guarantees that we're getting those 3 things. I'm kind of glad they saved the Valacar thing. I just hope that they are moving towards a massive shift every month thing. Well, not massive shift, like a shift in the way we think about the game every month, right? Like adding Valacar, now we have to worry about things popping out of the ground, right? That's not something we really ever had to worry about. We had to worry about, maybe the bird. I'm forgetting what the name of the birds are. And we had to worry about the dog-looking things. I don't know. I'm forgetting all of the names right now. But the idea is we are getting new things, and it looks like every month we're getting something that's like, okay, this is a new way to play the game, and it keeps the game fresh, which I think was a issue before. All right. Heavy combat armor Antium, a rugged and stylish new armor set tailored to facing new dangers. Oh wait, is this? Let me make it bigger. All right. Arena Commanders, new map, Aster's Clearing, Crossroads of crime. All right, that's it. Oh, I thought it was going to be bigger than that. Oh my goodness. The drama. Oh, the drama. I expect nothing and I am still let down. What is Star Citizen if there's not drama, though? All right, so the Align in Mind. What was the Squadron 42 comm link? Oh, that was the Code Breakers thing. All right, so this is what I'll be making a video on. So when you see this random video, this is what it's about. So it looks like you will be given access to several approved phrases to begin your linguistic efforts while official attempts to fully translate the Vandal dialect continue at the highest level. They must remain classified to prevent panic. All right, so this is what we have to do. They tell you how to say it. So it's like a code. It's a code breaker because you have to figure out how to, like, you have to lower your tone at the right time. You have to put your tone high at the right time, and then you have to use a low going higher tone, and then you have to do a low creaky tone. I don't even know what vocal fry is. I'm gonna have to Google that. But yeah, that's the stuff that you have to do. So basically, you have to turn this into something that you can read and make it sound like the Vandal. And then they have like an audio thing that I think shows you exactly how it's supposed to sound. And I think these are basically the words that you're saying. So you're saying, like, just an example, Ziwo Kitlo Srarth Voandutlo Ziset. What? That's how I would have said it. But then when you look here, it gives you the pronunciation, and it's nothing like what I said. It's Chias. Wait, that says as in lock. So the Z is actually a K sound. What? And then the I as in pit. K, E, U, K, Tlo, Sir. Yeah, see? Yeah. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy. And then you get a scythe from it. I'm not a huge fan of the scythe, but that's only currently. I do think the scythe will be a great ship in the future. I do think it'll be great in the future. And then they're selling some socks. So if you've always wanted some Squadron 42 socks, there you go. I think there's a limit to merch for me. I don't think I'll be buying socks. Oh, they're $30? It better be like a 6-pack. What? It better not be 2 pairs of socks. $15? Let me see. They're all the same price. Okay. They ship in May. Includes 2 pairs of Squadron 42 themed socks and a full color printed gift box. Okay, so yeah, it's only 2 pair. Come on, CIG, you gotta do better than that. 20 bucks. 20 bucks would make a lot more sense than 30 bucks. Because they are specially printed, I get that. Like, you're not a sock manufacturer, so you can't charge the basic amount. But 20 bucks for socks, I think, is the most I would pay for some socks. And even then, I'm not a huge fan of the way these. I like the red and black ones, but that's just because I'm a fan of red and black. But Yeah, unless you got some Squadron 42 shoes for me to put my Squadron 42 socks in, I'm probably not getting those. All right, I think that was it. I didn't see a whole lot on the dev tracker. Yeah. Did they have a picture on the Antium armor? Let's see. Here, let's see if we can find a picture of the Antium armor. All right, if you have not seen the Antium armor, here it is. Let me make it as big as possible for you guys. This is the Antium armor. Antium heavy armor. It looks pretty cool. I like it when they don't have the eye slots. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, they got different colors. Oh yeah, I like this color. It looks different. I think the black is kind of overdone, so I like the gray. Oh yeah, this is gonna be really cool. I like this armor. Oh, there's 6 of them, 6 colors: maroon, sand, jet, storm, base 1, and then there's like one that has Wikilo's horn. So I'm assuming you have to finish his mission to get those. But apparently it doesn't have a crosshair, so a lot of people were upset about that. So it looks like they're passing that along. But yeah, that looks like it's it. Nice little day of news there. Nice little day of news. This is how I wish all Thursdays were for Star Citizen. You can't have it every Thursday. So, or I wouldn't say, actually not every Thursday. I would say every 2 weeks we should have a Star Citizen, like, Inside Star Citizen like that, where it's like, I think the first week, or actually I guess the last week of the month, you do, massive reveal for the month, like this is the big thing that's coming or whatever. And I think in the middle of the month, you do something like, like a long-term thing, like where you're like, okay, 6 months from now, this thing will be done, or a year from now, this thing will be done. And then you can keep doing that until you get to that 6-month mark. And then by the time you get to that 6-month mark, every month you'll have the big thing that you're going to reveal at the end. Plus you'll have that new content coming in. And so I think it's a cool way to do it. So I'm hoping that this is like the new way that they start doing Inside Star Citizen. I don't need a mech suit with jetpacks, but I really want one. Oh wait, it can fly. Oh yeah. Actually, I might actually want a Geo. It's the only one that can do that. It's the only one that can do that. I didn't think about it that way. So maybe that's the thing, is that I want one because it can do the jetpack thing. But I might not keep it. We'll see. Because I would have to buy 2. I always buy 2. What's up, Jay Voodoo? Yeah, that's the thing. Like if I buy 2, maybe I'll buy one to give away, and that'll be the thing. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'll give away. I'll give away a, so I haven't decided what I was going to give away for the live stream yet. But yeah, for the live stream, I'll give away a Geo. And I don't know how much the Golem costs, but I'll probably give away a Golem next month for April. So that'll be like the YouTube giveaway. And the live giveaway for next month will be a Geo. There you go. Boom. So that means I got to buy 3 of them. 1 to keep. Well, actually, I don't need tokens, so I only have to buy 2. I have enough tokens. I have like 6 tokens, 6 LTI tokens right now. So, and that's not including the stuff that's in my buyback. So yeah, I'm good on tokens. So yeah, I only need to buy 2. And then I'll probably give away a golem next month, just because, like, yeah. But one thing that I've noticed about the golem is it is a little different. Like, the golem seems like it's legitimately different than the prospector. It's not like what they did with what's that most recent one, the salvage one that they did. Like that one just seemed like it's like a lighter, just a slightly lighter version of the vulture. And also I do know there's people that like don't like Drake. They don't like the aesthetic, not necessarily, yeah, the fortune, yeah. So I know there's some people who don't like the aesthetic of Drake, so they were happy to get another solo salvage ship. So I get why they did that. But it also seemed like the fortune, I would rather have the vulture in most situations. But to me, I think the vulture is one of the few Drake ships that like is really a beautiful ship. It looks amazing to me. I love the design of the vulture. I feel like the name vulture doesn't fit. I would have rather they made the reclaimer the vulture and then the vulture the reclaimer, because I think those names fit a little bit differently. But I actually think the vulture is one of the better looking ships that Drake has ever made. So I think it was a very unique situation where I was like, I actually prefer the fortune. I prefer the Drake ship. But I do have a bunch of Drake ships in my fleet, so that's not saying much. But yeah, so it looks like I will be getting a Geo. I don't know if I'll be getting a Golem, because I'm not really doing the smaller mining ships. But I probably will get one as a loaner for another ship, I'm sure, because I have all of the larger ships except for the mole. So I have, well, actually, there's only 4, right? Yeah, there's only 4. So yeah, I have the Orion and I have the Arastra. So that'll probably be like what I get. But yeah. All right, so now we got it. We got it. We know what we're giving away. We're giving away our Golem for the month of April. Or did I already say I was giving away the Gamma? What am I doing? What did I say? I said I was giving away the Gamma, right? I already gave away. Oh no, I said I'm giving away the Gamma for this month's prize. Gamma for this month's prize, Golem for next month's prize, and then Geo for the live prize. All right. We'll do 2 Geos actually, because we need one for Twitch and one for YouTube. But this is what we're gonna do. You can win both of those. If somebody wins both, if the same person wins both, which is rare, but it has happened. I think Yeti won both. Then we will give you either the Geo or the Golem. But that's only if you win both. So if you get super lucky, you can get a Golem out of the lives too. But make sure you leave your comments. So if you're lurking right now and you haven't left a comment, make sure you leave some comments so that you can actually qualify. You can't just watch to win the prize. You gotta leave comments and interact. Yeah, no, I like the name Vulture. I think I wanted the Reclaimer to be the Vulture instead. I just wish the names were swapped, because I feel like the Vulture is such a great name, but like at the end game, when there might be some people who are not like, what's up, Rampager? What's up, Beheart? I think at the end game part, there might be some people that are like, oh, well, you know, the Vulture's not making me enough money, so I need to upgrade it, or maybe it'll just become a hanger queen and just sit, you know, and instead of that, I'd rather they just did something else. What's up, Space Marine? So if you're just coming in, we watched the A Line in Mine, which actually had some really good info in it. So go check that out. They talked about a lot of new things. Well, it was not a lot of new things, but there's new mission, new thing to fight, and I actually think this mission will actually be pretty fun. They didn't talk about what rewards you get, except for saying that there is a new mission giver that does not give you money, but they give you things instead. So. What's up, Northern Surge? Rhino, what's up? Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about was how is everybody feeling about the current state of the game? Because I haven't played in a while. I've just been super busy, so I haven't been able to play. Even when I was trying to play, I couldn't play. So, yeah. But I'm looking to get back into it this weekend. Things are calming down at work. So, next week will be crazy, but this week I should have some time this weekend to just relax and play some video games. I played video games. I actually played and made content for my other channels, and then wasn't even able to upload it. So yeah, but I do have some time this weekend. Hopefully, can get in with Blue 4 and do some Pirate Swarm and stuff, and try to finally get those completed. See how rusty I am. But yeah, how's everybody feeling about like the current state of the game? Like, are we excited for 4.1? I know a few people have said they're excited for 4.1. I think because I've been disappointed with what I actually got before. I'm just patiently waiting. I'm more interested in, will I be able to consistently get into the game in 4.1? And if I can consistently get into the game, like, can I consistently do the missions in the game? Because I would actually like to get back to playing Star Citizen consistently. I haven't done that in like a year and a half, mainly because I was trying to launch a YouTube channel. So that didn't really have much to do with the game. That was more so I'm launching a YouTube channel, so like I got to put some effort into that. But now that the YouTube channel is a thing, and I already launched the other YouTube channels, which don't have a whole lot of content. But if you didn't know, I do have other YouTube channels. I have the Billionaire Burner and Billionaire Carbon YouTube channels. They don't have much on there now, so but I am offering, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway for that. But that's gonna be a while because I got to get some content on there first. But we're playing a few games over there, so it'll be really cool. But I'm looking forward to getting back to Star Citizen as a consistent game that I play. I actually do this thing where, and let me know if you guys do this. I do this thing where I kind of let the content build for Star Citizen for a few months, and then I go in and play as much as I can. And so it feels new every few months, rather than like, okay, they released this, go play it. They released this, go play it. They released this, go play it. And I know that people do that, and that's a perfectly fine way to do it. But for me, I like to, put some months in between and then go play it. And I also like to sometimes use my alt account. I have 2 alt accounts, but only one is public knowledge, because I don't want CIG to give me any like special privileges or whatever, because I'm a streamer. And also sometimes I like to play without people knowing that I'm playing. So sometimes I just want to get in and do some stuff without people being like, oh, that's Billionaire Ninjas or whatever. So yeah, sometimes like I'll play on that account that doesn't have any ships on it or anything. I'll just get into my Aurora and just go and do very basic stuff. But yeah, I think for me, I like to wait until there's enough content to like keep me satisfied for like a month at least, and like keep doing that stuff, keep having new experiences and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get back into doing my solo stuff. I think a lot of the time I've been getting in and just doing the stuff that requires like you to be with all your friends and not just doing like a lot of solo missions and just having fun in the game. And that's what I want to get back to. I think the more you play Star Citizen, sometimes you start to get like this sense of like, oh, give me more, but it's because you're experiencing everything. And sometimes if you take a little time off and come back to it, you'll remember why we like this game, why we love this game, you know. 10 hours a week you've been playing. Super stable. 12-hour sessions. I love it. Missions are still really buggy. That's part of why I'm waiting for 4.1, except for this week. I think it'll hit this week. I think it'll hit before the weekend hits. Oh, not feeling SC and thinking of a drastic reduction. What would your drastic reduction look like, Voodoo? I think for me, I've always, it's like the longest long-term investment ever, right? So like for me, I put all this money into this game because I was like, I believe in it. And the thing about when you're putting like faith in something like this, logic starts to like leave the frame, right? Like faith is here, logic is here. See, do you know how many fingers I'm holding up? No, because it's out of the frame. But that's what I mean. Like, I think things like this require faith. So if you think about it, okay, imagine this was like Grand Theft Auto 3, right? You know, everybody should know at least how important Grand Theft Auto 3 was to like gaming in general. It brought about like the sandbox. Don't get me wrong, there were sandbox experiences before Grand Theft Auto 3, and Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 were sandbox experiences, but it brought that sandbox experience, do anything you want experience, and like that, you know, kind of adult version of that to the 3D world, and it changed gaming. There was so many clones of that game when it came out because it was so amazing. Same thing with World of Warcraft, right? Like there were games that were similar to World of Warcraft before WoW existed, but World of Warcraft changed the way that we think about things. And so I do think that Star Citizen is going to be that game. It's going to be a game like that, where once it's finally finished, all the haters are going to have to eat crow. You know, I think it's going to be one of the greatest games that's ever been created. But I also think greatness takes time. So yeah, I've been playing the long game, just like they said in the video earlier. I've been waiting, and I am a very patient person. I have a massive backlog of games that I can play while I'm waiting. So it's not like there is like I'm just sitting in a corner and being like, Star Citizen any day now, any day now, any day now. And I feel like if you are a person that's just sitting there like any day now, you're gonna get a little bit more stressed. But yeah, but folks, I still say like don't spend money on the game if you're starting to feel that like. If you're starting to feel that like, oh my goodness, this game is draining me, then definitely stop spending money on the game. Definitely stop playing the game. Go do something else. And I think that's what helps me keep like refreshed on the game, is because when I play now, I'm mostly just like, oh, I'm just, you know, I'm playing for the fun of it, or I'm playing for this event, or I'm playing because my friends are playing or whatever. And I don't go into the game thinking, oh, I need to get all of this out of it, so much as like I'm just playing to have fun. And I think that waiting is more so waiting for like the full game so that this can become my main game. Because Star Citizen is not my main game. It's my like third or fourth game, but it's the one that I'm most excited about its future. So yeah, I see that. So missions are still really buggy. Always wait till the hype settles. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, because especially when like when 4.1 drops, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that come back just to check out 4.1 and be like, "Oh, like this is what 4.1 is doing. This is what 4.1 brought." And there's going to be a lot of people who just want to get in and shoot some of um, those Valacar. So I'm kind of looking at that too, like, oh, there's gonna be a lot of people who are like, oh, finally they got Valacar. The worms are in the game, right? But only the small ones, right? We know that, from watching the video, it's only the small ones. But yeah, that's really cool that we're like, if you've been following the game for years, then you know that it's very often that you'll see stuff in CitizenCon and then not see it for 2 or 3 years. So for us to see something in CitizenCon that was introduced in CitizenCon, like the small Valacar were introduced in this most recent CitizenCon. We knew about the Valacar, the large Valacar, for years, but the smaller ones were just introduced. And then, boom, 5 months later, and now we have those that are going to be in the game. That's faster than what we used to get. So from what I've seen so far, it does look like CIG is faster they're capable of being faster at delivering the things that they promise. I don't know I haven't looked at their like budget reports or anything like that, so I don't know if they're like being able to put things in the game better because they have more employees, or if this is just like everything is so streamlined now, all their processes are getting figured out and stuff so that they can just move. But I'm super excited for the future of Star Citizen. I know there's a lot of like negativity still out there, especially with the way 4.0 launched, but I am still super excited for it. I do think there will be a 4.1 ship sale. I don't know if it'll be as big as everything that we've gotten so far, but I do think there will be a 4.1 ship sale. Because they have 2 new things, they're gonna want, and I think the Golem's gonna have a nice little war bond deal. So, yeah. I'm hoping that the Prospector goes on sale too. Give me a war bond to the Prospector as well, because that is what I need to close a lot of my CCU chains. But yeah, I do think there'll be a 4.1 sale. I think it'll probably be like 18 ships or something like that. If they don't do one, that would surprise me because there's not a lot of events that take place in April. I think here, I wanted to show you guys this site. I don't know if you guys know about it. So let me pull it up. Let me see. Is this it? Okay, here you go. Check this out. For folks who don't know, this is a site I always come back to. I mean, I probably could put them on my calendar at this point. But this site, actually, let me get it's joinstarcitizen.com/events, which is it's not an official Star Citizen website. But it has some really cool stuff in here, right? Like it has some links in here that take you straight to some stuff, right? Here's a code. I always put my code up, but this is a really great. I would love to support this. So if you guys want to use a code for this video, use this one instead of using mine. I don't know who put this together, but whoever did, thank you. Because this is really cool. So you can go in here and, oh, it's Moby the White. That Moby the White is the one who did it. So it's pretty cool. So these are the events. January kind of tells you this, but this also tells you whether they're active or not. So Red Festival inactive, we just had that. That was January. Cormor was February. Stella Fortuna is March. We just had that. Triggerfish is inactive, but we know that's going to be on the 1st. Invictus is in May. Alien Week, when is Alien Week? And see, this is what I do. I go, Alien Week is June. Well, we can just stay up here with it. June, Alien Week. July, Foundation Festival. August, Ship Showdown. September, Pirate Week. October, Citizen Con. This was for last year. And Day of the Vara. And then November, we get IAE, December, Luminalia, and then it all restarts, right? These are also events, right? So we got the Nine Tails Lockdown, Jump Town, Siege of Orison, Xenothreat, Overdrive, Save Stanton, Save Pyro. They haven't added that one yet. But yeah, it'll tell you whether they're active or not, which is really cool. I will be... I'm going to make a significant effort to be at CitizenCon. I don't know where it's going to be, and that's the biggest thing, because if it's in like Germany or something like that, that might hinder my ability to go, you know, unless I did some like fundraising or something. But I do want to go to every CitizenCon, so I might need to fundraise for the hotel part. Like I could afford the ticket. I could afford like the ticket and the food and stuff, but I might need to fundraise to get like the hotel stay, because the thing is, I need to stay there. I need to be there the day before, and I need to stay the day after, because I found out that you can get like interviews with folks and stuff if you do the day before and day after. So that's what I didn't know last time. So last time I only stayed for like the 3 days, I think. I got there super late the day before, and then I left early in the morning the day after. So yeah. But yeah, this website is pretty cool. Siege of Orison, it's got little, you know, it tells you right here, unofficial fan site. But yeah, Moby the White. Yeah. So shout out to Moby the White. Again, there's the referral code for Moby the White if you want to hop on that. But yeah, so next we get Alien Week is in June, and Invictus is in May. So it would make sense for them to do like a smaller sale for April. So they normally put about 20 plus ships in there. So I would think this one would be somewhere between 14 and 18 ships for sale, because that just makes sense, like as something to do for now, just to get CCUs ready for May. But yeah, April is normally a slower month. So a lot of what they'll be doing in April is preparing for Invictus in May. So yeah, and we just had the Stella Fortuna sale, so it's not like, you know, people don't have access to these things. You know, haven't had access to the ships. The beginning of the year is normally really slow, right? So January is really slow, but then from like the end of January to like the middle of March, you get a lot of like ship sales and stuff. So Red Festival, Cormor, and Stella Fortuna, and then April it's slow again, and then you have May. May being one of the bigger events of the entire year. And then June and July are slow again. And then August, you get Ship Showdown, which kind of takes over the internet of the Star Citizen internet, because people are like, this ship should win. No, this ship should win. No, this ship. So, yeah. And then you have Pirate Week, which is, you know, going back into the slower part, but you also get the championship for the Ship Showdown. So Pirate Week is fairly slow, but there's a ship sale. There's always a Pirate Week ship sale. The same thing with Alien Week. There's normally a ship sale for Alien Week. So, yeah, and then you get CitizenCon, and the end of the year is always crazy because you got nonstop October, November, December big events that happen. Luminalia, you get free stuff. So October and November and December are always great. And then normally either in November or December, we get a major patch drop. So that's always cool too. What's up, UKP? Negativity is a constant in the universe. I agree. Great War Mage. I think for me, I am realizing that there are things that I have a negative opinion about, but I don't need to always say that out. I don't need to like put it out into the universe if I have a negative opinion. I know. You don't always have to state your negative opinion. JF said, we need a small gap between sales or else we're not going to have any money. So the way that I treat sales is I think about, so part of the reason I did all those fleet videos, if you notice like a while back, I did a bunch of fleet videos. Like I did best fleet under 1,000, best solo fleet, all that stuff, right? At every price point, I talked about my fleet, did a fleet reveal thing and all of that. Because I think I'm in the mindset. I started back in 2022 of getting in the mindset of what is going to be my final fleet, and like I'm no longer just buying ships just because they're cool or whatever. I'm buying ships because I have like a end goal in mind for when the game begins, when the game is complete. What do I want my fleet to be going forward from that point? And so that's part of why I'm able to say no to certain things, because I'm like, I don't need that. That's not going to help me in my end game. But it required a lot of charting. It required a lot of like forward thinking, a lot of like being honest with myself. So I just want more people to do that. Because if you do that, then it's not like Star Citizen isn't going to be able to just pop up with something and be like, buy this because it's amazing. And then you just automatically go get it. Everybody has a little bit of willpower though. So, I mean, it's always going to take a little bit of willpower. But yeah, I think my plan, the plan that I have is what's keeping me like going forward, right? Like I know like, okay, this fits in, this doesn't. So like something like the Geo is different, right? Because if I get the Geo, like there's just nothing like it, right? Like you can get the Rock, but now this allows me to take my Rock and maybe turn it into a Rock DS if they ever fix it. And now I don't worry so much about having something that can fit into the spaces, because the Rock DS has like, it can carry more, right? Even though it technically takes 2 people to operate, even though you could just park it, get inside the seat and do whatever you need to do, right? But yeah, but now I might consider changing that to a Rock DS if I can get a Geo. So like, it doesn't change the thing that I'm doing. It's just like, okay, this fits in that slot now, and I know what all my slots are. So like I bought the Heartseeker, and it ended up being different than what I was expecting, but that was going to fill a slot. It was going to be my 2-seater fighter, which I just didn't have. And now I'm like, well, I might keep it, but it turns out the F7A with the Heartseeker attachment is pretty much the same thing. So I would want something a little bit stronger. So I think I still have to find something for that. And the Paladin is looking like what's going to be filling that block. But we'll see. We'll see. Because the thing is, like, the Paladin isn't really a 2-person ship, even though you can operate it with 2 people. But that's the closest thing I have right now to something that makes sense for that slot. But there's no rush, because, like, there's no rush for that. But yeah, I think getting my head wrapped around like what my end game was going to be definitely helped me not spend as much money. Like like I said, I didn't buy a Paladin, I didn't buy a Guardian, I didn't. There's a lot of ships they've released over the past few weeks. I didn't buy a Max. There's a lot of ships over the last 6 months they've released that I did not buy because I didn't need. And even if I do need to buy a new ship, if I want something new, I can go into my ships and be like, okay, what can I replace with this? If I'm not willing to replace something with it, then it has to be adding something that I don't have already. Like it has to be not just a ship I don't have, but it has to be adding some type of like ability to do something that I can't do with any of my other ships. And so the Geo does that because there's literally nothing else that can like jump and fly. But if the combat mech can do that, then maybe I don't, upgrade my rock to the DS. I keep the rock, get rid of the Geo, and then get the combat mech. So that's kind of the way that I think about it. It's always got to be giving me something. Matthew Ward says, I finally built an Excel sheet for my CCUs that also calculate credit needed, money saved towards the end goal. It also calculates each CCU's value, save the money spent, and assigned it a status of not good, okay, good, and amazing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's weird when you think about like the fact that you should have a spreadsheet just to play a video game. But you're spending real money. So like, especially if you're in the phase where you're like spending over $1,000, right? Like if you're in that phase where you've got thousands of dollars invested in this game, you definitely need to be making sure you're getting what you want. What's up, Samortis? I have my big ships, Pioneer, Orion, Polaris, and Arastra, but I just can't pick my daily runaround ship. I think the TAC will be a great one. I think the TAC will be great. I think the Apollo is going to end up being really good. I hope they do a little bit better with the weapons or the armor on it, but I think the Apollo Medevac would be a pretty good daily driver. I think the Vulcan's going to be really good. Yeah, it depends on whether you need like a solo daily driver or not. I also think when they finally do some more work on the Connies, those will be pretty good too, because 4 people, 4 beds, but operatable with 1 person. Allow us to refine from the cargo lift so we can start doing group mining ops. I like that. Yeah, the TAC is right now, that's my big daily driver push. David Baldwin says, I know I didn't think I was going to spend so much money when I started. Then I realized reality takes too much of my time to do major grinding and I want shiny things. That was my biggest thing. Like I realized if I was still like 18 years old or 19 years old in college and I had all this free time and I didn't have kids and stuff, like I would have the free time to do all the grinding. And some people are, 50 or 40 or whatever age and they have that free time. Some people are even retired and stuff and like have a lot of time, have a lot of free time to play and grind. So I respect the heck out of that, but I don't have that much time, especially when I decided, oh, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Like, yeah. So, and on top of that, like I have so many other things I'm working on that like, I'm just not in the phase where grinding makes sense for me. But I definitely have a backlog of games that I'm trying to catch up with. And this game is the only one I really spend money on. Like the other games, I just purchase them, play them, done. Whereas this is like, I put the money in, right? And because it's a backlog, I'm not spending, $180 a month to play 3 games that I beat in 2 weeks, right? That's what I used to do when I was 18, 19. Like I would because I had so much free time, I could beat all those games in like a week, 2 weeks, and I'm done with it 100%. Now it's like I maybe buy a game every 2 or 3 months. And even then, most of the time I'm not even buying a game. I'm just putting it on my Steam wish list, or I'm putting it like on my list of like games that might be great. For instance, I intended to buy, there's games that have been on the list and come off of the list, right? So I intended to buy Dragon Age Veilguard, and then people were like, "Oh, it's good, but it's not great." And so it was on my list of like top 5 games that I need to buy, and it dropped all the way down to like 27 or something like that when people said it was great. It wasn't great, but it was good. And I was like, I'll still play it, I'll still buy it, but by the time I get to it, it'll probably be in the $20 bargain bin. So that's the thing. Like, there's 3 games that I was willing to pay full price for. Spider-Man 2, when that gets to PC, which I think it just dropped on PC. And God of War Ragnarok, and what's the other one? Ghost of Tsushima. So all 3 are PlayStation games that I intended to play on PlayStation 5, but again, I got a long backlog. But yeah, man, I don't mind the money I spend on Star Citizen because I don't spend as much money as I used to on video games. I have like a collection and stuff. Like I did start to collect video games and stuff like that, but yeah. All right. This has been a very, very, this was supposed to be like a 45-minute stream, and I turned it into like an hour and 15 minutes. But we didn't jump to anybody yesterday, so let's see if there's anybody that we can raid today. Let's raid Mr. Photog. All right, so get your last questions in while I set up the raid, and then we'll raid and get up out of here.
Thanks, Billionaire Ninjas, for following.
Billionaire Ninjas? Whoa! Dude. I watch you on YouTube, man. Thanks for the follow. That's awesome. Welcome in, man.
Yeah, I just followed him. He doesn't know the raid's coming. It's awesome. What day will I want to do pirate? I think it'll probably be Sunday. It'll either be Saturday night or Sunday afternoon. It'll be one of those two. Sunday or Saturday. That's probably when I'll hop on. All right. Let's raid to Mr. Photog. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for being members and subscribers and all of that jazz. And I will see you next time.
You, man.